Okay, so we were here. We were talking about the position innovation, how Haagen-Dazs changed its position from an ice cream, selling ice cream for children to selling ice cream for adults. Okay, so they have successfully done it, and they are now with their own brand of Haagen-Dazs. They have already successful in rebranding themselves or repositioning themselves into ice cream for the adults and for higher value. If you see the advertisement of Haagen-Dazs, you can see the values that they try to portray, like uh, family or love between couples, how couples can enjoy Haagen-Dazs and being together. So those are the things that they are trying to appeal to approach to their customer. Okay, now we already discussed about the four P's of innovation, but within the four P's, there are also two very important terms that we need to know, which is the incremental innovation and radical innovation. So, what is the difference between incremental innovation and radical innovation? So, if you ask yourself whether something is an incremental innovation or radical innovation, you need to tick, or you need to check whether it fulfills these requirements. Number one, incremental innovation means incremental improvements. Okay, so if there's anything that is being improved about the product or the service, uh, incrementally, little by little, small steps. So it falls under incremental innovation. Also, incremental innovation requires utilizing current competency, current skills, or current process. You don't have to change a lot. Okay, you can use whatever you have now and do improvements to your product or to your services. And it is also low risk. Okay, it's not high risk, it's low risk, and you can continue operate using the current business model that you have, so you don't have to change your business model. So for example, Haagen-Dazs, they are incremental innovation. They are doing incremental innovation in terms of position innovation, because they still sell ice cream. It's just that they changed the value of the ice cream from an ice cream for children to an ice cream for adults. So they still use the current competency. They still use the current skills that they have, the current process that they have to make ice cream. They still make ice cream using the same process, or maybe just a little bit more change the process, adding new flavors, adult flavors like rum or something. um, but there's no like big changes to that. Okay, it's low risk because they are still selling the same, physically the same thing, ice cream. Okay, and they still can use the same current business model to sell their ice cream. It's just that they need to do some further research for the marketing strategy, how they target the adults, how they change the perception from ice cream for children to ice cream for adults. It's more of the marketing side of their the work of their marketing side. Okay, so what about radical innovation? The difference between radical innovation and incremental innovation is that radical innovation requires us to think again about the basics. We need to rethink about the foundation, and we need to break the foundation. Okay, it needs new competency, it needs new skills, it needs new process. Okay, we may need to change everything, and it is highly risky. If you are successful, you can be very, very successful. But if you fail in doing this radical innovation, you can you can flop, fail flat. Okay, so it is highly risky. and it may require new business model. Okay, your current business model may not work for your radical innovation. Okay, and disruptive innovation is usually radical innovation. What does it mean by disruptive innovation? Disruptive innovation means, for example, if my company make product A, okay, and then later my company makes a new product, which is product B, okay, but product B is so much better than product A that consumers don't buy product A anymore. My customer wants product B, only product B. They do not want product A anymore. So product B is disruptive to product A. Okay, it product B has disrupted product A from being something that is sellable to the customer. Okay, so that is what we call as disruptive innovation. There is something so special about product B that it kills product A. Okay, and it can happen in the same company. Okay, it can also happen between different companies. Company A offer product A, company B offer product B. So it is the same thing. For example, it's ice cream, for example, but product B is so radical, ice cream that is so radical. For example, if we have ice cream because it's hot, the weather is hot, and the ice cream is cold. Okay, it's icy, it's cold. Okay, but for example, there's one company, say company B. What they do to the ice cream is that they make a hot ice cream, which you can enjoy during a cold weather. Okay, so it's totally different. Maybe it's totally different thing, totally different process, totally different technology that they need to use to make a hot ice cream. So, say people don't like cold ice cream anymore because it's too usual. So people go to the hot ice cream. So this hot ice cream is killing the cold ice cream, which is sold by company A. So ice cream B is disruptive to uh, ice cream A. Okay, so maybe it is not called ice cream anymore. It's called hot cream. I don't know. Okay, now let's look at some samples. Okay, so is this incremental or is this a radical innovation? Have you ever seen this paper soap? Have you seen a paper soap?
Yes.
Okay, what is the usage of paper soap?
Always using school.
Okay, whenever you need to go mobile, you need to go somewhere, you need to travel.
Yeah.
You don't bring the bulky soap. Okay, um, or like now, because of COVID-19, you always need to wash your hands, keep your hands clean, and maybe some of you are allergic or very sensitive towards hand sanitizer. You cannot use hand sanitizer so frequently, so you need to wash your hands instead. Could you please mute your microphone, please? Okay, so what the company does, company selling soap does, is that they change the design of the soap from the bulky soap into a paper soap. So it's easier for people to take it away and wash their hands while they are outside. Okay, and on your right is a ladles. This is a ladle. Looks so cute. Looks like a dinosaur. So what happens with what is the problem with the current ladle, with the conventional ladle? It usually slips, right? Slips into the soup or slips into the broth. So it can be very dirty. So for that reason, this company has designed a new kind of ladle which has legs. So you can put the ladle in the soup without having it to slip and dirty, becoming dirty. Okay, so what are these? Are these incremental innovation or are these radical innovation or either one? What do you think?
The first one, incremental.
Incremental. Why do you think it is incremental?
Mm, it's, it's, it's change not very large.
The change is not very huge, not a
Large.
huge
Yeah,
difference.
huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other opinion?
I think both.
Both. Why?
Yes, because uh, this salt is no, sorry, this liver is they have the traditional function, but the shape and the company have improvement the
Okay.
function.
Okay.
Yes,
So the ladle is radical innovation.
I think both.
Both are radical innovations. Okay.
Yes.
Now we need to answer the questions. This one. Okay. Is it an incremental improvement or do you really have to rethink the foundation, which is totally different? Okay. Is it do you do you need a new set of competency, a new set of skills or process, or you can use your current competency, skills and process? Okay, can you still operate using the current business model, or you can or you have to change your business model to a new one? You cannot use your current business model to run a business like this for this new product. Okay, so basically the answer is both are incremental innovation. Okay, because this is just adding a variety to the product that they are selling. They are still selling soap, and the soap is still the same. It's just that the shape is different. It becomes thinner, and it is become easier for people to take away, to take out. Ladle is still a ladle. It's just that the ladle is now standing. It's a standing ladle. Okay, so basically they can still sell these things using the current business model that they are having, they are using. Now, to show you the difference between incremental and radical innovation, we go to the next one. So this one, okay, these are radical innovations that we are experiencing now. For example, uh, maybe 10 years back, 5 to 10 years back, people need to buy CD to listen to music, to listen to songs. But now we don't have to buy CD. CD are obsolete already. We don't go to rent CD, we don't go to buy CDs to listen to music. We can always stream uh, music, whatever that we want, in whatever um, uh, from anywhere in the world, okay, through applications like Spotify. Okay, maybe you guys in China, you have your own kind of application for you to listen to music. You can change your music. You can make a collection of music from these applications without having to buy different CDs and then mix it to another new CD. Okay, so Spotify is disruptive to CD business. If you have seen in wherever you were before, whether you were in China or you were in Malaysia, if you have seen CD shops Okay, before we buy CDs to watch movies, we buy CDs to listen to music, but now we don't have to anymore. So the CD business is obsolete already. It's these kind of applications, streaming application, music streaming application, have killed the business of CD. Okay, so this is what we call as radical. It's totally different thing. uh, if you sell CD, you have to manage the stocks, the physical stocks. But if you are Spotify, for example, your company is Spotify, you don't have to have a stock, but you need to have a lot of programmers, computer programmers, coders, okay, who will be able to run the application um smoothly. Okay, now the second one, TV. Okay, TV. Before, people must have TV to watch something. You want to watch a movie, you need a TV. Okay, but now you don't have to have a TV. I have a TV at home, but I don't watch TV. If there's anything, I would go first to YouTube and watch, try to find where. Or we have a lot of other applications like Netflix. You can watch Netflix from your handphone, you can watch Netflix from your laptop, you don't have to have a TV. Okay, so this is a totally different kind of product, and YouTube is killing the TV business. When I was working as an engineer, what I did was I designed the tuner of the TV. Tuner is actually the heart of the TV. When you change the channel of the TV, what do you use? You use remote control, right? And I think you think that by changing the channel at remote control, you are actually changing the channel at the TV. Actually, it's wrong. Actually, what changes the channel of the TV is the tuner, which is located in the TV, okay, on the motherboard of the TV. So uh, when YouTube comes in, Netflix comes in, the business of TV, also the business of tuner, of course, going down so much. Okay, so that my previous company have to change to another product. They cannot produce tuner anymore because there's not so much demand to make TV anymore. Okay, all right. Oops. Okay, so the third one. So this one, I think is very obvious. Okay, previously, if you need to go somewhere, you need to get a taxi. You may need to wait for a taxi unless you know the phone number of the driver. Then you can call the driver and the driver can come and pick you up. But if you are somewhere that you don't know, or somewhere that you don't have any contacts uh, of the taxi service anywhere, you need to wait for the taxi to come, and then you will have to uh, stop the taxi, get the taxi on your own. But now that we have this Grab application, you don't have to wait. Maybe you will have to wait for a few minutes for the car to come. And Grab does not own any cars. They don't hire any taxi driver. Okay, anybody can become their driver, and that person will have their own car, but Grab does not have to spend anything on the car. Okay, so this is totally a groundbreaking business model for um, hailing business. Okay, taxi is hailing taxi. Now we call it as an e-hailing service by Grab. So if you have a business model like this, you own a taxi company, you cannot use the same business model to run a business like Grab because it is totally different. So this is what we call as radical innovation. Okay. Any questions so far? I hope you have already got the difference between uh, incremental innovation and also uh, radical innovation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, next one. So, the essence of our class today, basically, what we discuss in our class is only the foundation of the framework. Okay. So, why change is important? What is the meaning of innovation? What is the connection between innovation and change and innovation? Why do we need to change, and why do we need to innovate? Okay, those are the things that you need to understand. What are the kinds of innovation that we have in theory, the 4 Ps, and also you need also to understand the difference between incremental innovation and radical innovation. And when we talk about the 4 Ps and also incremental innovation and radical innovation, you need to understand that the incremental innovation and radical innovation can occur anywhere in the 4 Ps. It can be product innovation, and it can be both. It can be either a radical innovation or it can also be an incremental innovation. Same goes to process innovation. It can be an incremental innovation in process innovation, but it can also be a radical innovation, radical change in um, process innovation. So you need to understand that. Okay, it is an ecosystem. Okay, so so far I hope you have already understood, and I hope that you read further. Okay, don't stop at what we discuss in our class. This is just I just lay out the foundation of the knowledge. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to read further anything that is regarding innovation and also change management. Okay, so if there is no question so far, so I would like to end our class today with this quote. Don't expect different results if your habits are the same. Okay. By the way, I will put the slides in Telegram after this, and also
Okay.
links to the video.
Okay.
Okay. So there's one tip. If you want to change, you need to do whatever change that you want to do consistently in 30 days. So after 30 days, you will find yourself um, feeling guilty if you don't do the change. Okay, so for example, you always wake up late. Okay, so you want to change yourself. You want to wake up earlier. Say you want to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, usually you will wake up at 9 or 10. So what you do, you try to craft something so that you can wake up at 7 in the morning. For example, maybe you sleep earlier, maybe, or you sleep uh, earlier in the night and then you wake up and do your thing and then you sleep again, which means that the total number of sleep that you get in a day is equal to, say, maybe your target is 8 hours, for example, 7 or 8 hours, so that you can wake up at 7. Okay, you do whatever you need to do so that you wake up at 7, and you do it constantly every day for 30 days. So after 30 days you will become so used to it that if you don't do it, you don't wake up at 7, you will feel guilty. Okay, so that is one tip that I can share. That I can share. If you want to change, you need to change your habit. If you want a better results, you need to change your current habit. Okay, so thank you very much. No, there's no assignment for today.
Okay, thank
Very
you.
lucky.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our first class. Not expected to give you your assignment yet. For those who have not listened to the first part of the class, we will not have assignment. I mean, we do not have what do you call like essay assignment or something, but we will have quizzes. So every 2 weeks we will have one quiz, and we will
Okay.
have three quizzes in total. Okay, three
Okay.
quizzes in total, and every quiz will bring 20 marks each, so total 60 marks for the quiz. And then at the end of the course we will have one final exam. It's a take home exam actually, and that carries 30 marks. So another 10 mark is depending on your participation in class, and also in our Telegram group. Okay. So if you
Okay.
have anything that you need to you want to share, or anything that you want to ask, you can always ask, whether in class or in our Telegram group. Okay, I hope
Okay.
this is clear. So thank you very much for attending the class today. I see you again on Friday at
Okay.
8:30 a.m. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.